Welcome back, everybody, to another gear review. Today we're going to be doing a long-term gear review on my Trangia alcohol fuel bottle. And that's this guy right here. You may have seen it in my other video where I talk about alcohol stoves. So it might not be entirely new if you're on my channel, but it is a great fuel bottle. So, some specs here. This particular one we're going to be taking a look at today is the 500 milliliter. You can see it right there. And we got the fire and poison and all that. There's the UPC if you need that. And around this there's written instructions in 5 languages and pictographic instructions along the bottom here on how to use it. And the 5 languages are English, French, German, and these last 2 I'm having a problem with. I was trying some translations and stuff. One is Swedish and one is Finnish, and I'm not sure which is which. Okay, so it is what it is. Trangia is from Sweden. You can see right there, made in Sweden. You know, they're the inventors of the Trangia alcohol stove. Now, what makes this bottle so worth it is it's made out of a high-density polyethylene, and I'm squeezing it and I can't even deform it. This bottle is tough, okay? Then they put this aluminum collar around the top here so that when you crank down with this spout, you're not going to accidentally split the plastic. That is very forward thinking. That is a good idea. The maximum fuel you can go to is right up here around this mark. And how you can check how much fuel you have in there without unscrewing this, let me show you. I'm going to turn off the lights here. And I got a flashlight, and I'm going to stick it in there. And now you can see how much fuel is in there. See the fuel? Ain't that cool? Of course, you can only do that in the evening or at night. It is what it is. Alright. Now, these fuel bottles come in 3 sizes. They come in a 1 liter size, a half liter, which is this one, and 0.3 of a liter, so a third of a liter. And the pricing on Amazon is kind of like this. For the liter, you're talking $21.49. For the half liter, which is this one, you're talking $20.49. And for the third of a liter, you're talking $19.49. Those are current prices when I filmed this. Now, why I love this bottle. First of all, it's half a liter. Okay, I use heat, gasoline antifreeze, the yellow bottle of heat, because this heat, you know, this alcohol burns with absolutely no soot. All right. Now this bottle is 355 milliliters. So you can almost put 2 of these in here. I like that. Before I had this, I used to use these little squeeze bottles like this. You used to get these at REI back in the day. Unfortunately, REI doesn't sell these anymore because too many of them leaked. You had to be very circumspect when you're buying them and checking them. I would use these, and I would reuse these 5-hour energy drink bottles with alcohol. Now, the cool thing is, let me show you how this guy here works, because I'm going to top off this bottle. So, you have this screw thing here, and this is the lock. Right now, the bottle is locked. It will not dispense fluid. But you unscrew this all the way up, like that, and now it'll dispense. And it'll dispense out of either of these spouts. One spout will act as an airway to bring air into the bottle so you don't get that ka-clunk, ka-clunk, ka-clunk. You know, I'm sure anybody in North America here, the old gas cans that didn't have the air spout, you remember that? Ka-clunk, ka-clunk. So one side acts as an airway, the other side acts as a fuel delivery, and it can go either way. All right? So let me angle this down so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm just going to top off this bottle. Are you ready? There we go. Just like that. All right, let me put a cap on that because I got a curious cat in the room right now who's thinking on making an appearance, but I'm shooing them away. All right. Now, the only weakness of this design here, the only weakness I'm about to show you, is this D-shaped ring here. I've seen a lot of reviews since these came out a number of years ago where people have broke this off. Now, sometimes in the reviews they're like, oh, I hung it from my pack there and it broke free and I lost it somewhere on the trail. And I've always wondered about that personally. Why do people try to hang things on their pack? Your pack has pockets. Your pack has volume in it so you can put things inside of it. Now, I understand why you don't want an alcohol bottle in your pack, because if this starts leaking, you're going to get alcohol all over the inside of your pack, and that sucks. But I'm saying use the outside pocket on a lot of smaller, like 30, anywhere from like a 25 to a 30 liter pack, usually has a pocket on the side for a water bottle. Stick that in there and use that D-ring as a safety tie-off. You know, don't be stupid about this. Don't hang stuff off your pack, because I've read so many times how people lose stuff that way. All right? Now I'm going to give you a look at this spout assembly. And what is cool about this. So there's the spout assembly. It's got a spring in it. That's how it works and everything. And we have, ooh, got a little bit of plastic there. And we got an O-ring. James, you don't want to be up here, buddy. We got alcohol out, and I know you can smell it. But anyway, so you got a spring assembly in there, and you got an O-ring right here. Right where my thumbnail is, there's an O-ring. And the nice thing about that O-ring is, if you have any kind of leakage here, you can replace that O-ring. Go to an auto parts or hardware store. Just make sure the O-ring you get is alcohol and spirits resistant. And you can go ahead and change that ring. Yes, James, you gotta go. Alright, now the other nice thing is this entire assembly here on the top, like let's say you dropped this and you broke this assembly, you can get a replacement for that assembly on Amazon. And, well, this assembly, you're going to pay for it. It's not cheap. It's listed as $16.70 on Amazon just for this assembly. It's almost, now I got to emphasize that, almost cheaper to buy a whole new bottle. But if your bottle was still in good shape and this was all you broke, well, you don't have to throw away the bottle. You could replace that. And the only reason I think it's as expensive as it is because all this is imported from Sweden. And I'm sure that as soon as it, comes through customs, it's got all kinds of duties and all kinds of other BS on it. That's the joys of capitalism, let me tell you. Anyway, I really recommend, if you do alcohol stoves of any kind, I recommend these Trangia bottles. Now, primarily they come in this red color. However, they do occasionally, you see the half-liter ones in a green color. Now, that's my favorite color is green. But every time I went to go get one, they were sold out. So good luck getting one in green. And that's pretty much all I got to say on that, folks. If you're into alcohol stoves and all that, get one of these bottles. You won't regret it. I'd get one now before the price goes up even more. You know, it's a little over 20 bucks for the half liter. I think that's really all you need. You know, if you're carrying a liter of fuel with you, man, how far are you going? Good Lord. I mean, the farthest I ever went was like a week-long thing, and I found this was plenty of fuel for me, you know? But, hey, everybody's experiences are different, right? So that's all I got to say on that. I will see you later on, out in those woods back there. Maybe using an alcohol stove. Thank you for watching. Oh, and if I didn't say it already, had this sucker for 4 years, been using it for 4 years, no leaks, no nothing. I'm satisfied.